turn it real smooth. I'm like, wow. So once I learned how he needs to control the car, I didn't treat him any different than students with two hands. I was harder on him. But what he had to do was really control his speed. If he goes in too fast, he's going to crash. He only has one hand. If he panics and hooks his, it wasn't a mechanical hand either. You know what? I think it was a plastic. He had the whole plastic thing, and he had a shoulder harness, man. He had a shoulder harness, and then he had a plastic prosthetic, bruh. So he would put his prosthetic on the steering wheel. His right hand was the prosthetic. He would turn real slow. So his right hand would balance the wheel, and his left hand would actually do the turning. So I think you need to know your strengths and limitations. You need to start in the parking lot. You need to have someone who's really patient with you, who wants to see you learn how to have independence. Driving through fog. What do you do driving through fog? Driving through fog. Okay, cerebral palsy, that is a neuromuscular disease. You could be shaking a little bit. You could have tremors a little bit. I've driven students who are really nervous. I think what you need to do is just try to relax. In terms of a doctor, they may give you a prescription to maybe reduce some of the tremors. I've driven students with cerebral palsy before, as long as they have medical clearance, because we're all born differently. Some of us can have better vision. Some of us can't. I drove a young lady who was legally blind, team. She had little bitty telescopes in her glasses. Yes, team. She had little bitty binoculars in her glasses. And I'm saying to myself, you can do it. I didn't doubt myself. Allison, I didn't doubt myself. I'm like, you can do it. I'm saying to myself, okay, if she can keep the car straight, we good. But she was kind of drifting to the left, drifting to the right. So what does this mean? If you have a handicap, you need to find out what your boundaries are. If you go outside of your boundaries, you're going to crash. And it takes a really patient person that takes special training. There's some places here in our state where they are specially trained. So you might have to go to a person who's specially trained to deal with that. Real talk. I'm only speaking from my experience. You're having me go deep back. So driving in fog, you got to use your low beams only. Beginning drivers, I'm going to use my high beams. Wrong. You can't see. Well, it's dark. If you have your high beams on, they're going to reflect the fog and water particles back. If it's too bad, you got to pull over to the side. I don't want to. I'm late. Well, you're going to crash. Well, if I'm late, I lose my job. You always wake up late anyway. Well, if I'm late, my mom's going to ground me. You always are late anyway.